I ain't even excited. I was more excited for the bowel movement I had than I am for watching this. And the fact that they doing 2 episodes, that already lets me know it's probably poopy boo. I don't even know how to. Last season was just so horrible. I just don't know if I have the energy to do it again. Evan Peters ain't here. Sarah Paulson ain't here. I don't know. I'm trying to find a fart to give, and it may not exist. I might not be able to get it on Amazon. They just had the Prime early. Didn't have no farts. Oh, God, please don't let this be terrible. Please. So we open with flight attendants getting out of a yellow cab in front of a hotel in New York. Later that night, the captain runs into a stewardess named Tawny who invites him in for an evening. He said that's nice and I'm flattered, but some other time, Blanche. How ham lush pound. He's like, I'm a married man. She said, I'm married too, just take the ring off. He said, not for me. Yep, he getting his leather outfit on. He going down to the Eagle. Oh, God, Ryan, we done already had gay men getting killed on Dahmer. Now we got to have gay men getting killed on American Horror. Is there something else to watch? The next morning, they find a body. Oh, and he headless. In a lab, we got 2 doctors finding out about some type of new virus or bacteria that causes seizures and a skin infection. So she got to go out to Fire Island where she collected the sample and warned the mayor. I love Fire Island. It really is an amazing beach. Oh, it's something that's in the deer, but it probably is going to start attacking people. They do have a lot of deer out there. They have to kill all the deer on the island before the virus mutates and it leaps to humans. Okay, this is an okay premise. You're giving us a little bit of different vibes. When they find the guy's head in a drain, he had a black hanky stuffed in his mouth. And yes, there is a hanky code. Don't look it up. Lord, Rai got us doing research this first episode. Now we got some lesbians going to what seems like the Village Voice, and they want him to write about they issues, but he said, well, I'm a gay man, so I only write about gay issues. He said, look, gay men is getting murdered in the city. I'm writing about that. So Sandra Bernhardt gives him a switchblade and says, protect yourself. And her girls leave. Sandra Bernhardt is an ageless lesbian. She's looked the same since the 70s. Oh, so we find out that the police chief and the writer at the Village Voice, or what could be the Village Voice, they in a relationship together. Also, I guess since he already had all this 1980s vintage stuff, vintage style going, he said, we just gonna do Dahmer Part 2. Oh, right. So the cop tells his man that they found another body. So his man is mad. He wants to write about it and warn the people, but he's like, look, we got to keep our personal and private separate. I'm not going to lose my retirement. So his man is like, why am I with you? I'm going to go back in the closet. So the cop boyfriend leaves. He's like, I can't hide in this closet with you. Over with some twinks across town. So Sully wants Adam to go out because he got to sell some drugs. Adam, however, is in mid-breakup and don't want to go nowhere. Oh, I know how that is. Lord, so he ends up tricking him to go to some cruising spot. It don't look fun. So Sully go off with some skeezer, leaving Adam all alone. Oh, Lord. This giant muscle-bound dude in a whole bunch of leather appears, and he looks like a murderer. Oh, he got a whip? Child, Adam get to running. Scully takes off too. Scully trips and falls. We both running through damn Central Park at night. So the next day, in the Popo station, Adam's telling the people about seeing this guy. And this guy is gargantuan. So he telling the gay cop the next day, and the cop asks him, is he a leather man? And Adam like, how you know? Mm-hmm. Family. That's what we called it back then. So Adam gets upset like the popo don't care, and he's like, look, I was actually working on that body the other day, but because your roommate's only been missing 12 hours, ain't nothing I can do, so go home and wait for him. This is such an 80s mass gay. He said, cut the drama. I'm like, okay, girl, okay. So the popo tell his boss they should do something, and he's like, look, 5 murders is Bronx on a Friday. This ain't a pattern yet. The gays come here to get lost, and they do. I didn't go to New York to lose myself. I went there to find myself, and I did. Patti LuPone is not singing in a bathhouse. I cannot. So Adam at the bath asking round for Scully. Sadly, I think all we gonna see is his Scully. Oh, and there's a picture of the leather man in the bathhouse. He doesn't know who the model is, but Theo Graves took the photo. However, the writer has been at the bathhouse too, and he asked Adam about his friend disappearing last night. Okay, the paper is called The Native. So the next day, Adam goes to see Theo, the guy who took the picture of this big scary one. And Theo sees him, looks him up and down. You know he's going to tell him to be a subject. We took it from daddy to twink real quick. Yep, so they get to talking, and he's like, oh, my grandmother was a witch. She passed her powers on to me. And then he says, go stand against the wall. And Adam's like, I'm not a model. You could use the $20, so get to standing, heifer. We gonna see your penis. We gonna see your penis. We gonna see your penis. Bum, 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 bum. Gonna see your penis. So he asked him, who was that in the photo? And he says, oh, that's Big Daddy, but I ain't seen him in years. So Theo says, okay, you can put your clothes on. And Adam tells him, look, let me know if you hear from Big Daddy because he might be beating people up. Oh, Lord. In comes Zachary Quinto as Adam leaves. And he's clearly the brains behind Theo's art. And he's like, look, you need to get on the ball because my visualization of the new trends pays for this lifestyle. Lord, just piles of cocaine on the table. Cocaine. However, Theo says something dark is coming. I can feel it on the street. Yes. Meanwhile, across town with the cop and the writer's heading out for the evening while the cop relaxes with a bowl. The cop says, well, take a hit with me before you go. He said, I asked the boss if I could leak the story, and he said no. He said, I do need to know what a blue hanky means. But go to the brownstone bar and poke around, since a blue hanky means anal. Lord, but now we got the cop meeting with apparently his ex-wife. Yeah, they finalizing the divorce. So she mad he didn't tell her before the wedding. However, at a swanky bar downtown, we've got the writer. So he asking this old head for information, and the old head says, you know what, I have seen someone that fits the description. Back at the house, the cop going through a creepy little kit with all the hankies. Oh, he says he goes after guys who like Mai Tais, and once he goes home with them, he never sees them again. However, as the writer leaves, we see Zachary Quinto getting a guy for an evening of BDSM, asking him how his pain threshold is. I have a pretty high one because I've been watching this show how many seasons after season 3, and it ain't gotten no better. Well, no, Roanoke was good, but Apocalypse was tolerable. I don't know if this is going to be good or not. I feel like this is like the Dahmer fantasy world. It is 3:01 in the morning. I should not be this exasperated. Uh-oh, it looked like somebody slipped the writer a Mickey. He's stumbling home. Yeah, this episode's putting me to sleep too. So somebody throws him into a car and we don't see who it is. They acting like they his friend. Oh, Lord. So across town, we got the guy that Zachary Quinto hired. coming up to some address, and then we see the big scary one standing there, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Fred. Sam told me to come." So we getting the photo shoot starting. Zachary Quinto is too high on coke and very irritable. "What are we shooting for, Playgirl?" Lord. Zachary says, "Get naked, Freddy," flips his stool over and hands him some Habeline. Oh, Lord. So they do the photo shoot, pay him, he leave. After the fact, Theo asks him, "Do you remember that big leather guy?" Zach says, "I think he's dead, but I need to get to humping on you." Theo ain't in the mood. Back at the bathhouse, Theo's gone there to blow off some steam as well as some men. And Patty Lupone is tearing it up. However, he sees Adam and goes to get him a drink. So Theo tells Adam Big Daddy died a few years ago, so it must be a look-alike. I don't know if I would trust Zach's word. Meanwhile, the actor that Zach and Leo hired is at the bathhouse as well, and he gets beckoned into the steam room. I feel like he's gonna die, because we 2 minutes and the episode's over. Ooh, Lord, with no commercial breaks, honey. It was good. I mean, I've seen worse. Right, I've seen worse. That shit you did last season, this is a step up. Yep, the mask guy is in the bathhouse, but it's not believable for him to go to the bathhouse after he just sat on the underside of a stool. That pussy's soul. He didn't want no more. So we fade to Fire Island from that scene, and they starting to kill the Durr. And that's where it ends. Oh, God, we have another episode. I need a nap before I get to that.